Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well, and thank you for joining me on tonight's group analysis session. What I'm going to do is talk through the EURGBP charts, pretty much break down my analysis from start to finish on this completely blank chart, and show you exactly what I'm looking at, how to spot kind of the main or most significant regions on this chart, how to break them down, and how to find your buy and sell opportunities. So first things first, what we're going to do is try and spot levels of support, resistance, trends or channels. So we'll start with levels of support first. We'll take the box tool on the sidebar on TradingView here and try and establish areas where price seems to be getting stuck at in a pretty similar price region. So we can automatically identify this region here as being as a bit of a support zone. So we'll take the box tool, we'll extend that all the way across the chart. So now we can see this was a clear floor for EURGBP, which price struggled to break pretty much every single time bar this breakout here. So more often than not, price has stayed above this region, and this has acted as a strong floor pretty much since the 19th of January. So the best part of this year so far. We'll try and find more of these zones and support and resistance regions to sort of build up our cause to take a trade. So the next kind of most significant region we can see for EURGBP is obviously up here. So we've got a bit of a resistance zone going on. In fact, we almost have multiple. So we'll start from this zone here. So we can see that if we take the box tool and drag this across something like this, we can see that we've had loads of rejections from this zone. We'll extend this back into the past to see if it links up. Obviously it links up pretty nicely all the way across to look something like this. So we've had our first rejection, second rejection, we've had price break through. This same zone then acted as a floor and then acted as a ceiling multiple times across this region here, and then acted once again as a floor over here. So there's our second most significant region. We'll take another box and we'll play it around with the highs up here, something like this. So we'll extend this through. Although this hasn't had the most touches, it's still worth putting into the charts just to give us another area to be cautious of, or at least mindful of as price approaches it. So we've had 1, 2, and then multiple rejections across here. So we've got 3 key regions in play, which kind of gives us a better idea of where price may be heading or where it may reject from next. The next thing we're going to do is we can see that price has been climbing ever so slowly and the lows have been becoming higher. We're going to take the Trendline tool from the sidebar, start from the lowest low, and we're going to link it up with the next low, which is obviously this one, and drag it across to see if anything lines up, which it does pretty much pinpoint perfectly. So we have this ascending trend line in play. We've had our start, we've had our second touch, we've had our third touch. And in fact, we can see price has just about touched it here. We'll class that as a fourth touch. So ideally, this would have been a good entry for the trade, potentially taking a buy opportunity and capitalizing on the next move higher. But obviously, we need to find as many reasons as possible to take a trade. So have a look in this area to see if there is any levels of support or resistance that could kind of build up a cause to take a buy from this zone. So we can see that we've had many lows wick into this region and obviously highs here. So again, we're going to take our box tool. We're going to start from these lows over here and we're going to link them across like so. So we can see actually we have had a few touches into this zone as a support, once, twice, 3 times, and then it broke, and then price then came back up to this from the underneath, touched it like a ceiling and fell back down. So actually this was a previous level of support, then turned resistance, and obviously then turned support again. Now price is above. So as long as price is above, this zone will act as support, and if price is below, this same zone will then act as a ceiling. We'll extend this back across just to see how reliable it's been throughout time, and we can see that it pretty much has since the start of January. Once again, we've had a touch over here, we've had a second touch, we've had a few touches, a couple of more touches around here. So yeah, so these are our main zones for EURGBP, and we can see that price has pretty much been respecting them really nicely over the last couple of months. So ideally this would have actually been a good buy entry from here, because we obviously have our ascending trend line in play. We've had 3 touches of that previously, coming down to a fourth touch. We have this previous level of support and resistance dating all the way back to the end of Jan. We also have price currently just sat on the 200 moving average, which is this yellow line here. And if we have a look back, we can see every time price has come up to touch this yellow moving average from above or below, it's acted as a strong floor or acted as a strong ceiling. So for those of you who've watched the moving average video, the yellow 200 moving average is a significant pivot point for price, whether it's above or below. So we can see all the way across here, price has been below this moving average, and every time it's come up to it, we've seen reactions and price forced back down. Price comes up to the 200 moving average, we see a reaction, price is forced back down, and then many a times across here. And then once price had broken above finally, when it came back down to the 200 moving average from above, it then acted as a floor, bounced back up, acted as a floor, bounced back up. And then when it was below again, acted as a ceiling, and obviously now it's come back down from above. So we could assume this provides another area of support for price. So within this region here, we almost have three reasons to take a trade. The ascending trend line, we have this previous level of support, and we also have the 200 moving average just sat below where current price is right now. Now obviously if price does play and bounce back up from this zone, we'll then be looking to potentially sell from this next ceiling zone, as we've seen many reactions from here. So we could potentially be looking to buy obviously as price moves up, and then sell and capitalize on the next move down. And then it's just watching how price reacts back at this trend line once again. And if we do see a break, then obviously price is pretty much free to fall back down to the next level of support, which is down here. Obviously this zone is a bit far away from current price, so you could keep it on your screen or you could just get rid of it. But these zones are obviously more relevant currently. But yeah, that's how I break down my EURGBP chart. That's how I'd view price movement currently. But there's one more thing you can look at to sort of dictate where your trades may be heading, and what the strength of certain currencies are like. So in this case, obviously we're looking at EURGBP, so we're looking at the euro and the pound. Something you can do to sort of create extra reasons to take a trade is look at the other euro pairs or the other pound pairs and see what direction they're heading in. As usually you'll find if one or two euro pairs are moving higher, that will be because the euro is gaining some strength. So usually you'll find all euro pairs are moving higher or all euro pairs are moving lower. Same with the pound. If the pound's strong, then you'll see all the pound pairs moving higher and vice versa. So I always tend to look at other euro currency pairs just to see what's going on with price and see if it's likely that they'll reverse in unison with obviously the currency pair in question, which is EURGBP. So we'll have a look at Euro USD and see if that looks like it could be due a reversal. And we can see that it kind of is in a position where it is likely to reverse from here. Again, similar to EURGBP, we have the ascending trend line, we have the first touch, the second touch, and price has just broken through for a third, but there is a level of support a little bit below it, so it's likely we could see some form of reversal from here and price move back up, which would obviously signify euro strength. If we have a look at another euro currency pair, we can see Euro AUD is back into this strong level of support. So it's possible we could see some rejection and reaction from there as well. So that coincides nicely with a potential buying opportunity on EURGBP right now. So I hope that makes sense. Please do post your charts into the members chat section. If you do have any questions of this analysis, please do get in touch. I'll be more than happy to help, and I look forward to another great week with you all. Plenty of opportunities out there this week, and I'm sure we'll take advantage of those.